Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. We've got some cool sales. We're going to start you off with an awesome one today that shocked me. I couldn't believe it, but I hope to find another one someday. And we're going to dig into the numbers. You know, a lot of resellers, honestly, they don't want to face the numbers. They don't want to face the reality of reselling. And they kind of think, you know, a little pie in the sky when how much money they can make. Should I quit my job, whatever. We're going to look at my numbers specifically for the month of March and go over those and see if we're anywhere close to my goals and a few other things as well. Let's go take a look. Might seem a little messy in here, actually. I'm doing something that I rarely do, which is film 2 videos on the same day. We had enough sales. We had like 31 sales that could go out of here today. Some don't have to go out to tomorrow, but tomorrow I have a busy day. So I'm like, well, just film 2 today and none tomorrow. Make my life a lot easier. In here, hopefully, if it's in the right spot, is a hat that sold for $100 plus shipping. Sounds like a storm is brewing outside. I picked this up at the flea market, just thinking, it's a $1 hat. That's got to be worth $1. Brought it home and could not believe the comps. And this one sold for $100, $99 plus shipping. A little green thread on it. Took a little while, maybe a month or so. But man, hats have just now started to slowly sell for me again in the spring. They typically do. And so a corduroy New Balance hat, vintage snapback, $1.99 plus shipping. So this got me thinking about the topic on the Trash to Cash podcast. We were talking and somebody left Dave a message, or maybe it was for the podcast or to talk about. I think it was a question for us. And the guy was like, I just quit my $144,000 a year job. And now I've got to make $75,000 a year in order to make it work. I'm like, oof. He's like, I hated my job and I had to quit it and whatever. And he gave his current numbers. I think they were like, I want to say it was like $6,000 or $7,000, 90-day total or something. I'm like, whoa. And let me tell you, I certainly wish him the best, but those kind of numbers staring you in the face make you got to think, can I do this or not? This one here, we were talking last time about our video games dead. So here's an Xbox 360 game, Left 4 Dead 2. It sold for $28. Is it new? That's probably why. It's new. It's the seal's broken on. No, I don't think this is new. No, it's just complete. $25.95 plus shipping. By the way, I lied to you. This one sold for $99.95 plus shipping. People asking me about progress in my eBay cave. I didn't really want to show anything until it was completely done. It's not even. We did put this in up here to change the lighting, but we have so much more that needs to be done before we're ever close to coming back in here and filming. But I thought I'd show you that. I was digging through my Vera Bradley that people tell me to stop buying, and I'm like, I'm not stopping. You can stop, but I'm not. All right, y'all. It is raining. I've never seen Poncho underneath that thing before. I guess he didn't want to be in the rain. Hopefully he's not stuck. Here's why I don't stop buying these. This one I picked up for $5 because it's a big duffel. I do pretty good with duffels. This one didn't sell for over 200 days. So it finally got put on 30% off, and then it sold. And that, to me, you know, it sold for $25 after being on 30% off plus shipping. So 5 into 25, and that's pretty much the low bar for something like this. The key is, I say it all the time, condition, color can't have any fading, and find the exact pattern and put it in your listing, and you will get sales. They will not be ridiculously fast, and do not overpay for them for sure, because a lot of garage sales are like, oh, that's $20, and I'm like, okay, you can have it. But I will buy them for $1, $2, $3, $4, especially if you can find matching sets. It's like the rain brought all the animals in here. And when that happens, Pepper always goes up there because she's afraid of those dogs. So Pepper's back there. Don't let me forget to get her out of here, because sometimes she'll fall asleep up there. I sold a Goofy hat, y'all. $21.95, I think, or 21 or something like that. I can find it. There it is, right there. And only in good condition, but you know, that's when these will sell. Boy, it's pouring down rain out there now. That Goofy hat right there sold for $21. I think it was 21 on a button. $21 plus shipping. All right, now you're gonna hear the rain hit the metal roof up there, but that's okay. I am gonna get to my monthly numbers down below. And, you know, keep in mind, I don't resell on eBay full time. maybe 20 hours a week for the eBay part of the business. And there's social media, and then there's live selling and all that. But I'm going to go through all those numbers like I normally do, put it in our little calendar that my wife gave me, little funny calendar. Let's see, it's April now, so these will be in the March numbers. I wonder what the picture is for that one. But I'm going to do my numbers at the end of the video. I do want to just quickly say with this, that's a leap of faith right there. If you're only selling that much at this time, unless you're really experienced for a long period of time, to ramp it up to making take-home, you know, profit net, $75,000 a year or 77 or whatever he said, that's a big leap. It's not easy to do, and I don't think that people realize that scalability really depends on 3 things, and I'm going to tell you about those 3 things in a second. And of course, these numbers, you know, a lot of us, it's not like it's a necessity. You resell because it's fun and making extra money to put aside for this or that, or retire early or go on vacation. But for the folks who want to make it a profession or an escape hatch for their job, you got to think about it a little bit differently. And 8-tracks are something I love to sell, but very few of them do sell. So you got to be careful. Everybody, I see these lots that they'll post on garage sale or on Trash to Cash Facebook group, and I bought all these. Did I do good? I'm like, oof, no. But this one's cool. I bought this actually on a giant lot over on shopcommons.net. And this one probably came close to paying for the entire lot, and I pulled some real winners out of there. A lot of them aren't, though. A lot of them are just like, I'll just redonate. Kiss Love Gun. Got a little ink on it, but that cover is really good for an 8-track. Condition very good. One sold for $14.25 plus shipping. It's sold to a viewer. I think on the last video we had 1 viewer sale. Look. Oh my goodness, there she is. Come on. Don't like these dogs, I know. It's your fault. That's why she goes up there. Because of you two, you don't leave her alone. Knock down Bart. Bart's been knocked down by Pepper like 17 times. Remember the good old days when it was No Name coming in here and just relaxing and chilling? I gotta be honest with you, unless there's certain things in place, scaling it that, if you need $75,000 a year to survive with whatever, you know, personal expenses you already have, leaving that job, that person better be motivated, because unless they're experienced, it's gonna be hard. And I would say there's 3 things, if you want to, I think of them as S's here. You know, speed is one of those things. You absolutely have to do stuff quicker. I don't necessarily think having twice the time means twice the money, unless you can put in processes that are very quick and that are predictable, because eBay sales aren't predictable. I just remembered I didn't read this. There'll be 4 viewer sales. Like I said, 35 sales from the that I'm shipping out today. Some are from the last video, and the rest are from this one. And 5 total viewer sales, 1 on the last video, 4 on this one. Hello, I'm a new watcher in the new year. I've been selling on eBay for almost 25 years, and I'm still learning things. Me too. I learn stuff every day. The viewers, especially on the Commonwealth Picker channel, point them out all the time. Like, you missed this, you missed this. I'm like, And I learn. I'm disabled. I'm a disabled veteran and make extra money on eBay. Love it and won't ever quit. The pet dogs for me. Pet the dogs for me, and blessings to you and your family. You rock. David, thank you for your service. And I'm glad you're enjoying eBay, and I hope you like that 8-track. All right, here's your pet. That's from David. Even though y'all misbehave and treat that cat poorly. The other thing to scale it up that quick and to make good money isn't just the speed, but something that's tied to speed, and that is space. If you're going to do this and you don't already have the space, you're trying to ramp it up that quick. If you already don't have that space and you have to start paying for a storage unit, or if you have to buy a shed or whatever, or make improvements, that's money right off the top that you're going to be losing. And if it's like a storage unit a long way away or something, or not even that far away, it's the speed of going to get it and all those things, because all that stuff takes time. So those are the 2 S's that go with scalability for me, but they're not the most important ones. The next one is the most important one. I was at a sale down in Georgia, and this particular sale, everything was pretty pricey. They had good stuff, but they kind of knew what they had for all of it, and I just couldn't find anything. But I usually try to find something that they don't put value on. And these balls, I'm like, how much for the whole bucket of balls? She's like, $5. I'm like, I'll take that for sure. So for $75 for those softballs plus shipping. Unfortunately for me, the shipping is near. It's in Maryland. I'm in Virginia. And that made it even just a little bit more profitable, because we set a flat rate shipping. If those were going to California, my margin would go way down. But since it's close, we're doing really well. We'll do one more really quick and then clean up this issue about this guy's numbers and if they add up, and then look at mine a little later. So a Pyrex dish, little divided casserole dish. I usually avoid these because they kind of sit and they don't go for a ton of money. But this one was so clean and so cheap. I'm like, yeah, we'll do it. $18.95. I think it's called Town and Country pattern. And it's in great shape. Didn't have to clean it or anything. $18.95. Plus shipping. And that one was to a viewer. It was to Bonnie. I love all your videos. I'm a faithful follower. This is my third item that I've purchased from you, Bonnie. I really do appreciate it, and I hope you enjoy it. It's clean as a whistle. I think you will. So again, scalability to get it up to the point where you're netting $75,000 a year. I really don't think it's very possible if you're well, it depends on where you live. So there's always an exception, right? For me, it would be darn near impossible if all I was doing was just doing local garage sales in the Goodwill down here. It'd be pretty darn tough. And I've been doing it a long, long time. So for the third S, I think sourcing is the single most important. The people that do this for a living, they have sources. They're not just depending on the things that I love to source at. I love garage sales. I love the way I do it. But if I was depending on every dime to pay every bill, I would find contacts. I would connect with people like you've never seen before. I would source from outside the area. I would travel. I would do all kinds of things for giant bulk things. I'd do storage units more. I'd do all kinds of stuff. So to me, if you're going to scale it and you want to quit your job because you hate your job, awesome. But have a plan in place and have your finances in place as well. You know, he knows the number he needs to get to at least. That's the first step. And if you can reduce that number by doing stuff, you know, dual stuff for a long time, you know, maybe work for another 6 months and try to scale it up at the same time and take all that money and pay off whatever debt you have just to reduce your liabilities. And that's the suggestion I would have. Just be like, I hate my job so much, I'm quitting it, I don't care, I have to have $75,000 a year. Okay, make it happen, and people can make it happen. But sourcing is the key. And space, like I said as well, and the speed. You got to have systems that make it work for you. Back in the eBay cave again. This was an interesting one, and I even had a few people on the video say, you paid too much at that estate sale for those two things. And I'm like, not what I want to pay, but I'll take it. Pepper's back out of the rain. I bought this for $8 in the estate sale. And a few people in the comments like, yeah, I wouldn't pay that much. Klein tools, it's just an empty tool. I don't know what you put in it, but Klein stuff. And I was like, you know, I think I can get 30 bucks for that. And I almost did. Just shy of $28 for it. 8 into 28. I mean, there's like, I don't know, $16 profit on it. And the sell-through rate on this similar stuff, there was none like it, I don't think, or at least not many, was pretty darn good. And it only took a week and a half. So I'll take a $16 net positive flip on something super easy that I didn't have to clean, for sure. If you're wondering what happened to the Garfield shirt, my wife brought me home some dinner. And I had French fries and I got ketchup all over Garfield, so I changed my shirt. So a little beanie. I picked this stuff up for $1 whenever I see it. Liberty Flame stuff sells well for me because I can find it here. And you can't find it all over the country. A little embroidered beanie. $10.46 plus shipping. Went to a garage sale. By the way, we're going to still do my numbers. I keep forgetting. But at the end of this video, as soon as I'm done pulling this stuff, we're going to run over the March numbers. I went to a yard sale right up the road on a Friday. It was the only one. And Friday sales around here are few and far between. It was the only one I went to. And it was clear to me that this person at one point was a reseller. They had priority mailboxes everywhere. They had all kinds of stuff. They had tons of great stuff, all different sizes and whatever. And I'm like, huh. But they wanted pretty hefty prices. But I did see these, and she said 20 bucks. And these boots right here should be an easy $70, $75. And I put them out there for 70, and they sold super quick. So 20, they're sorrel, caribou, good condition. 20 into 70 plus shipping, so that should be around a not quite $40 profit on those. So I will take that for sure. I like it. Maybe, well, close, 38, 39 bucks profit, and they sold within just days of having them listed. So even if you got to pay up sometimes, it's worth it if the item is something that's going to sell quickly, even if it's shoes, which I hate to sell. But boots are good. Awesome. Keep selling these, y'all. Seems like every day. I probably should up the price because there's so few left, but viewers buy these about half the time, so I just think it's a nice cheap item they can grab if it relates to them. This Camaro keychain sold for $10.56, free shipping. And we had a bunch of them. I think over 100. This one went to David. Actually, technically, it went to David's wife. He says, viewer sale here, full-time teacher, part-time reseller. Buying this for my wife, who is very proud of her Camaro. Awesome. Thank you, David. I hope she enjoys it. 2 Scooby-Doo keychains sold. And some people think it's a waste of time to sell these little items, but I really love it. It adds to the daily sales for sure. Even if it's just a few more dollars added on every single day, at the end of the month, it makes a big difference. Sold to 2 different people, $7.66 a piece. Sold a Chargers jersey. I think this is Vincent Jackson. I think that's right. I was in good shape too. And it sold for $36.58. It's been listed a while, plus shipping. Sold a Bible, and this is one I picked up at a sale just a couple weeks ago that was just insanely good. I couldn't believe how good this sale was because we were there way late because we decided to go do something else. Turner had to do something, I can't remember. We went way late and still just did awesome. Now I just have to find it. I think it's down here. Is it up? No, that's it right there. I think this is it. Little NIV leather-bound Bible. Words of Christ written red letters on it, in good condition. $29.95 plus shipping. Paid less than $1 for it. And everybody always gets mad at me for selling the Bible, but nobody's ever getting mad at the person who's selling it to me for $1. I don't know, maybe they do, I just don't notice. So interesting, a lot of stuff that's just, like I just bought this. This was a private pick that I said I spent $50 at. That sold for $70. This was at the same private pick, so this is all pure profit at this point. Actually, there was a little profit in that, meaning for the whole purchase. That was there. We bought a few other things. Got a Murano ashtray as well, which is cool. And I don't remember, this is James bought this, I think. And I think you're a viewer, even though I didn't see a message, because you got 2 totally separate purchases. Little porcelain John Deere doll. And I'll look at the numbers for that one. The whole transaction was $42.90. And you got a wood planer as well, which I might have to, I think I know where it is. I think. Wood planer would probably be in this little tool bin. I'll have to dig. Took me a minute, but I found it. And that was just a pretty cheap purchase as well. And sometimes they'll be painted in different brands. I don't know what brand that is. Can't quite read it. Nade News? I don't know. At any rate, those 2 are headed out of here for $42.90. I'll tell you what they each went for. The planer went for $19.95 plus shipping. This one went for $22.95 plus shipping. This has been around for a long time. This just got listed. Speaking of being around for a while, this is a, something just sold. McCoy. I didn't think I had my phone on. Heard a cha-ching. I normally keep that off in here. Wabbit tray. Ooh, look, we got some stink bugs in there. That's how long it's been around. Have to clean that out. Good night. So, get that out of there. See the rabbit right there? That's pretty cool. It sold on 30% off. And let's see the McCoy right there. And it sold on 30% off. It sold for $30.07 plus shipping. I know that's going to make some of you nervous, so I'll move it back here. It's making me nervous. Here's the item that just sold right here. It's something I picked up for, I might have paid $2 for this. I picked it up in Georgia, and it's just an old Suzanne Summers Thigh Master. Not perfect, but not bad. And sold it for $20 plus shipping. All right, this is going on another video, but we're filming it when we filmed the first one. So No Name's still here, and Reagan still looks the same. What do you got?
Sierra, Mama Bear Reseller, and Dove Love. Got
a Dibby bag, just like yesterday. So thank you very much, Reagan.
Bye, and don't forget your stickers at CommonwealthPicker.com.
All right, y'all, Turner's got some Commonwealth comedy. What do you got?
What do you call a boomerang that won't come back?
What do you call a boomerang that won't come back? I don't know what.
A stick.
Bye.
Bye.
I just figured out why that one cha-chinged for me. It's because I've got my second phone in here. I have 2 phones. One's not hooked up to any plane or anything like that. I used to have 3. I would edit one on Picker, one on Flipper, and then I'd have my phone. Now what I decided to do was I edit on both of the phones. One of them is my actual phone that I use, but I forgot to turn the ringer down on that one, so that's why the cha-ching happened. All right, time to look at the numbers. If you've been following it, at the end of each month, or soon into the next month, I'll look at the last month's sales. I changed it a little bit because my goal was $150,000 on eBay and $100,000 on live sales on all of the DibDit marketplaces. And most of that happens on Dibdit itself and on Shop Commons, but we have been doing polish and brush shows and Dibdit thread shows and a little bit over on Dibdit Sports as well. So here's that calendar my wife and her friend gave to me and to her husband. It's innocent, y'all, I promise, but there was the March right there, and that was my birthday right there. So, at any rate, static sales is what I'm calling it instead of eBay sales, because we do have other static sales on different marketplaces, and I don't want to put down 8 million different numbers. So it's the buy it now sales, I guess I should say. And so for us, eBay is the vast majority of that. And this month was good on eBay. I wrote it down when I calculated. Now I can't see it, like 12,000-ish. And then add in the other marketplaces and the static sales we make on District or Bonanza or wherever we're selling. And then one of those numbers is actually a local sale of stuff that I bought that I took into Play It Again Sports, and that was a $300 deal. So that was kind of cool. So the numbers are 14,200 in buy it now sales for the month. This is the first month where we've hit the goal. The goal is 150,000. So we've hit that, but we've far exceeded it. I think if you calculate that out, it's probably close to, I don't know, 170,000-ish. 12. Maybe exactly? Hold on, let me do it. All right, there you go. 170,400. If you calculate that out over 12 months, which is exceeding our goal. However, the first month we were far behind it. And I think it was 9,300, 9,600 because I calculated other, and then 10,100, and now 14,200. So we need to have another month like this, and we'll be on track. I don't know if we're going to get it, and then the summer slow down and all that stuff. So we'll see. Live selling, we're under our goal, but this is our best month so far. At least I think it is. Let me go back and look. Yeah, 4,700 live, 3,300 live, 5,200 live. So we're nowhere near where we need to be for that live selling goal. I'm not even sure we can get to 100,000, but let me tell you, Q4 is so good on Dibdit because it's the perfect marketplace for it. I'm going to say we're probably not going to hit that goal. That goal isn't as important to me as the other goal, however, but I'm not giving up on it yet. We'll see if we can get to 100,000. I might take a blitz through like November and December or something to get there. So we will have to see on that one, but those are my numbers for now. Hitting those goals, and think about the numbers that we talked about earlier in the video, where, you know, somebody wants to make if I hit $170,000 on eBay, I'm making some good money, close to $100,000 net after everything. Maybe not quite there, but close. And the live selling is a smaller margin for us. So if I did hit 100,000 after paying Jess to do the shipping and handling and handling all the live stuff, you know, my margin's much smaller over there. So to sell 100,000, I might make 35, somewhere around there. So, you know, because you're selling stuff a little cheaper, but it's going quicker. I'm loving this model. I'm almost certain we're going to make well over $100,000 net reselling this year. There's almost no way unless I get sick or something. And we may get closer to 125,000 net when it's all said and done. Maybe even exceed it. I don't think we can get to 150 though. And that's 20 hours a week. Now there's more that goes into it than that because of Jess's hours with all the live selling. However, all that is being calculated out when I give you those numbers as far as how much we're making, because I'm taking what I pay her to handle the live selling. If I did all the live selling, first of all, I'd be dead because I don't have that much time in the day and all the shipping for it because it gets pretty extensive. We'd make a lot more. But I wouldn't be able to do it, so technically we wouldn't. So I love this model. Anyway, those are the numbers. Let me know what you think about that guy's story. Let me know what you think about my numbers. We appreciate you stopping by, and I can't wait to see you next time.